see me because I can barely see the monitor. But I'm going to attempt to record in this, in my solarium, in my new apartment. So hopefully you can see me. You should be able to hear me, though. The acoustics are good. So today I went and saw the new movie starring Ethan Hawke as the one, the only Chet Baker in Born to Be Blue. It's written and directed by Robert Budreau. I don't think I've seen anything that he's done before. My internet is not working in here, so that's, I don't know. It takes place, there's some flashbacks to his first playing at Birdland and sort of possible insight into how he became a heroin addict. But most of the film is post-66 during his comeback while trying to beat heroin and also learning how to replay trumpet after getting his teeth knocked out. What was I going to say? Oh, so co-stars Carmen Ejogo, who's one of my favorite actresses. She's great. She played Coretta Scott King in the most recent Selma. And I actually got to interview her last spring for I think I got to talk to her about 15 minutes on the phone. She is wonderful and so smart and just such a talent. She should be in all the movies. So her character is sort of a composite of several women in Baker's life at this time. Which, I understand, especially with somebody who was dating so many people. So don't take this as a biopic in that this relationship aspect of it is all factual, because it's not. It's more about the spirit of Baker and sort of his love both of the trumpet and of being an addict, and knowing that he's an addict, and knowing that he would rather be an addict with and do his art than try to do his art without what he gets from being an addict, which is fascinating and not really an aspect, I think, of musicianship and of addicts that you often see. So it doesn't necessarily demonize addicts, but it doesn't necessarily, deitize them either. It just sort of presents a confluence of ideas and sort of thoughts about what it means to be an addict and to be a musician and to know what it is that drives you and what it is that you love. But also, Hawke and Ejogo have such amazing chemistry that even though it's sort of a composited fictional romance, it's one of the better romances I've seen in a long time. As a connoisseur of romance, I can tell you I got a little misty-eyed a few times because it was beautiful. But Hawke as Chet Baker, wow, this is top 5 Hawke performances for sure, and definitely one of his best performances in a long time. I know he got an Oscar nomination 2 years ago for Boyhood, and this knocks what he did in Boyhood out of the park. So I know this is April's super early for people to remember back to in terms of Oscar nominations, but hopefully he becomes, this performance is one that's still talked about because it's fucking great. And what did we do as jazz lovers to deserve 2 biopics of jazz greats this year? Miles Ahead, I think, just opened in LA, and it's going to be here in Atlanta in about 2 weeks, and I cannot wait to see it. I so love both of them. And also, if you can find it, there's a movie from the early 60s called All the Fine Young Cannibals. It stars Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood, and it's quasi-based on the life of Chet Baker, but didn't get the rights to his life, so it's if you know, you know. But it's also where the band Fine Young Cannibals got their name. So if you're a fan of Fine Young Cannibals and Chet Baker, try to find all the Fine Young Cannibals if you can. It's interesting. It's also fun to see, Wagner and Wood together. It's a whole other kettle of fish. So this was Robert Budreau's Born to Be Blue, starring Ethan Hawke and Carmen Ejogo, about Chet Baker. It's great. Don't look to it for history, but look for it for essence, and one of Hawke's best performances ever.